You're listening to Wedding and Event Insider. This is Michelle Twarberg. Just what is it that gets people to start their own business? Or starts that spark that ignites deep inside of us that lets us dream about the ideas of what could be?
It's fun to see how this friend of ours impacted the trajectory of my life by suggesting I start a business. I mean, I may have come to that at some point on my own, but I don't know for sure. So it is definitely kind of cool to look back on that.
Our guest today has a successful multi-service business that he started back in 2005. Currently has a 3,500 square foot studio space in the Twin Cities in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. He's going to share with us what he loves most about his business and why he does what he does.
Studio Vale is a multi-wedding service company. We provide photography, videography, DJ services, photo booth services. We also have, as part of our photo booth lineup, we've got a 73 VW van that we turned into a mobile photo booth. We call it the photo bus.
Yes.
The Twin Cities photo bus. So you might see us rolling around town in that sometimes.
I have seen that, and that is actually the funnest, coolest, grooviest thing I have seen in a long time. And that was really, I think that is so fun.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a blast. We pump 70s music through a custom VW themed Bluetooth speaker. We provide 70s and VW themed props. It's a good time.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And I had really fun. I mean, what we walked away with the photos there, keepsakes, that was a lot of fun. That photo booth or bus that you have is way fun. Reminds me of Scooby-Doo.
I hear that a lot, the Mystery Machine.
Yes, it's cool. Well, what inspired you to start Studio Vale? How long has Studio Vale been going on?
Yeah, I started the company back in 2005, and I could tell you stories about growing up. I was kind of always this entrepreneur. I always doing the fundraisers in school and then making crafts and selling them. That was kind of just the way I was raised, I guess. But what finally pushed me to start a wedding business was after I had kind of dabbled in doing some videography as a hobby for some mission trips I was on. A coworker and friend asked me to record his wedding. And after that, he was suggesting that I start a business. He says, "You're really good at that. Why don't you just do that?" And that was just the spark I needed to start a business. And it was originally going to be just a videography business. But before we even launched, a buddy of mine heard what I was doing. He had photographed a few weddings, wanted to work together. I started thinking about doing multiple services. I'm a musician. I know sound equipment. So we added DJ services. And before we ever launched, we became a 3-service company: photo, video, and DJ. And then later on, we added photo booth, and that's the company we are today.
Wow. Isn't it exciting how people can impact us and just see the talent that we have? And then that kind of just helps us shift and put our attention towards that and look at this awesome company now that you have, due to people just noticing the talents and skills that you have. And then, yes, being multi-services too, and starting off the bat with that too. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a fun ride. And yeah, speaking to what you said, the people have influence on our lives. And it is fun to look back and see how people have impacted my wife and I. It's fun to see how this friend of ours impacted the trajectory of my life by suggesting I start a business. I mean, I may have come to that at some point on my own, but I don't know for sure. So it is definitely kind of cool to look back on that.
And now a word from our sponsor. I am your host, Michelle Twarberg. I know a company that provides incredible on-site wedding hair and professional makeup services. Let me tell you, coming on site on the wedding day makes it so convenient for the bridal party. 139 Hair by Heidi serves Minneapolis, St. Paul, and beyond. Heidi is such a phenomenal and talented person, specializing in wedding hair and updos with over 13 years of experience. Heidi's dedication and passion is for her clients to look and feel the most beautiful they have ever on their wedding day. Find her at 139hairbyheidi.com. Thank you. So what's your favorite story to share with us about being in business?
It's there's a lot of fun stories about being at weddings and just the crazy situations you come across as a wedding vendor. You're working with people and on these fantastic celebrations, sometimes stressful, sometimes not. And but there's just always unique things that come up. But ultimately what I love most about doing what we do is just, it's not a specific story, but more the responsibility that comes with having a business that not only is providing for families of my wife and I, but also the employees and contractors that work with us, but also providing just the memories and the services to our wedding couples. It's really something I take to heart and that I don't take for granted, and I think about often about why we do what we do and our part that we play in people's lives. And so, like, it's not a specific story, just that's one of my favorite things about doing what I do.
Right. And I was going to say, touch on that part of it too, because there's definitely a heart and a passion in being a part of a person's wedding day and providing services for that. And I know that most people that do those services are doing it because it's more than just a business to them. And you and I have talked earlier, and I know that that passion and that sort of thing for the people and their experience and that sort of thing. I can hear that in you, and that's a lot of why you do what you do.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, is there anything else you would like our listeners to know about you, your services?
Yeah, I mean, weddings are crazy and events are crazy, and Studio Vail wants to be part of it all. If whether you are another industry professional or if you're someone that's having a wedding or event coming up and looking for services, I would love to discuss with you what we do and the heart behind the people working at Studio Vail. And something that I like to share with everyone is that Studio Vail, we are the vendor that's going to be the de-stressor at your wedding or event. We're the ones that handle crazy situations and time changes and everything else that we've seen along the way. We're the ones that are steady, that we're keeping the stress level low, and we're here to help, and we're going to make sure your event goes off without a hitch.
Oh, that's so awesome. And that is so wonderful as far as providing that service, because it's true. If timelines start to change or go different, and just being able to keep an even keel with that. And I know that that's what you guys do and strive to do, just making that experience on that day just go as well as, perfectly. It's actually where the guests don't even know that there's any hiccups going on. That's when you guys can take care of what's happening in the background. And that's a really great skill set to have, and clients appreciate that for a huge piece of what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Well, Ryan, thank you so much. Studio Vail, can you share with me your website quick?
Yeah, absolutely. It is just studiovail.com, and Vail is spelled just like the wedding veil. V as in Victor, E-I-L. And that is also my last name. I tell people I was born to work in weddings.
Yes, you were. Great. Thanks, Ryan. We will see you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks.
I absolutely love hearing these stories, how people can influence and speak into our lives in such a positive way that it ignites a spark in us to recognize what we are good at, to believe in ourselves, and to be able to bring success to our livelihood and our families and who we want to impact around us. If you would like to know more about the local businesses in the event industry, sign up for our e-newsletter at tcwep.com, Twin Cities Wedding and Event Professionals, tcwep.com. Oh, thank you for listening.